What's up, everybody? It's Jackson from ActionJacksonFitness.com, and I'm here today to talk about your short-term and long-term motivation. Now, in the last video, we talked quite a bit about the intersection between strategy and consistency. We talked about how marrying those two things together can synergistically work together in order to produce incredible, rapid change that lasts forever. And that's great. But I said there was one thing that was missing. There's one thing I didn't tell you about. There's one missing ingredient, the secret sauce, if you will, that without this thing, none of it works. Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. And that's going to be your motivation, okay? Without motivation, none of it works. And that's because you will never, ever put in the consistent effort on a day-to-day basis necessary, nor will you work with the right intensity, the mental intensity, the physical intensity. You will never do any of those things if you don't have proper motivation, okay? And when you talk about motivation, there are two aspects of motivation. Obviously, short-term and long-term. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Short-term is easy. Let's cover that quickly. Short-term motivation can be watching a YouTube video. That can be getting yourself pumped up, playing certain music that gets you excited. That's going to be your routines and rituals that are going to pump you up on a daily basis. Now, you might be thinking, that's BS, that doesn't work for me, whatever. Well, here's the thing. It works if you try it. I've done it. Lots of my clients have done it. Zig Ziglar says, bathing doesn't last forever. It's kind of like motivation. It doesn't last forever. It needs to be done daily. So when it comes to this short-term motivation, it's things, rituals, and habits that need to be done on a daily basis in order to get you revved up, in order to get you pumped up to do the things that you need to do. So, for example, you ever been in the gym and you've seen some guy gearing up for like a PR, a personal record on deadlift or squat or bench press or whatever, right? Maybe you've even done this in the past before. And you'll see them, they'll walk around, they'll get their head all crazy, they'll be like, they'll get nuts, they'll work themselves up into a frenzy, they'll play certain music, and then bam, they'll do the lift. And sometimes they get it and sometimes they don't, right? That's the kind of ritual, that's the kind of thing that you need to do on a short-term basis in order to get yourself revved up and to get yourself pumped up in order to do those things that you need to do. So on a daily basis, I'm doing a positivity primer in the morning. It lasts anywhere between 10 and 20 minutes where I'm listening to certain motivational messages, YouTube videos, getting pumped up. I'm stretching. I'm doing a little physical movement while I'm listening to something very positive. Maybe it's a certain song that gets you pumped up. Maybe it's Eye of the Tiger by Rocky or Gonna Fly Now or something like that. That you can listen to that will get you in the right mindset. Maybe it's meditation for you. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's internal dialogue. When I'm going to the gym, for example, when I'm walking over to the gym, I'm pumping myself up in my head. I'm talking to myself before I do a set. Again, short-term motivation. Before I kick those weights back on like a heavy chest press, for example, I'll be talking to myself and telling myself, you're a beast. You're an animal. You can do this. You've got this. You've done this before. You can do it. Come on, let's go. Mentally pumping yourself up, talking to yourself. Those are the types of things that you need to do in order to get that short-term motivation on a daily basis, on a consistent basis, to keep yourself in the game. Visualizing, all those things work. Any combination of them are going to work, but those are things you need to do daily, okay? Because they don't last. You can watch a great, insane 10-minute motivational YouTube video that has Les Brown and Eric Thomas and Tony Robbins, and you get all jacked up and excited. But guess what? That's only going to last a matter of minutes, maybe a matter of hours at most. That's not going to drag you through the mud. That's not going to pull you towards your goal over the course of days, weeks, and months, hell, maybe even years. It's not going to have that kind of power. That's why it needs to be done ritualistically and consistently on a regular basis. So do those things daily. Do those things in order to motivate yourself short-term on a daily basis. But that's good, but you need the long-term motivation in order to really hit your long-term goals, right? In order to get to a workout or get through a workout or get through a set, you need short-term motivation. Great. Wonderful. But what's going to get you to consistently go to the gym, to consistently put in that effort, and to consistently match that strategy consistency together in order to get that crazy results that you want over the course of the next 2 to 3 months? What's going to do it for you? And that's where long-term motivation comes in, okay? Long-term motivation is going to be your emotional reason, connection. It's going to be your why to undertaking this goal. Why do you want this thing? Now, I've talked about this before, the why, how important it is. And the reason I talk about it often is because it's so damn important, because it drives your actions. It gets you emotionally connected to the thing that you want, and it drives your actions, and it takes you from feeling like you're pushing uphill at a goal and feeling like you're pushing with all the weight on your shoulders and you can't do it and it sucks and it's so hard and you're pushing uphill. It takes you from that to actually getting pulled towards your goal, where you feel like you don't even have to work that hard and things are just happening for you. That's the difference, is your why, your emotional connection to that thing that you're going after. So, again, you have to find out what that is, why you're doing it, and you have to have that emotional connection to what it is that you're doing. And if you don't have that, good luck keeping your head in the game over the course of the next weeks and months as you're going towards the goal. Most goals that I set with my clients, and this is what I recommend for you, are going to be in the 2 to 3 month range, okay? I like 3 months a lot. That's pretty ideal. You could see dramatic and significant changes. You could look like two different people in the course of about 3 months, okay? We're talking, roughly 10, 12, 14 weeks, somewhere in that range. You can look like a totally different person. You can make insane changes, okay? That's great, but what's going to keep you fired up? What's going to keep you in the game? What's going to keep you mentally locked in, focused, and intense for the next 10, 12, 14 weeks? And that's going to be that long-term motivation, that reason why. You must know why it is that you're taking on this goal. You must have an emotional connection to it. Otherwise, you're not going to do it. So, for example, if you're somebody that's like, I would like to get a few more dates, a little more sex, a little more attention. That would be great. That'd be sweet. That'd be nice. Guess what? You're probably not going to really go after that goal with all your intensity, with all your focus, and you're not going to stick in the game when you're tired, when you don't feel like getting up in the morning, or if you've had a tough day at work and then you want to go to the gym afterwards. You're probably going to throw in the towel. You're going to be like, shit, man, I'm tired. I'll do it later. I don't have time today. I don't feel like it. You're going to quit. Okay? But if you have a deep emotional connection to it, if, for example, maybe you were made fun of as a kid, maybe you didn't lose your virginity till like sometime in college, and this is a pain point for you. Maybe you were very heavy as a kid. You were fat as a kid. You were made fun of by your classmates. Okay? Maybe you were like me and you couldn't get your own prom date. Something like that. So that's going to create an emotional connection for you. That's going to be like an emotional scar or wound that we could tap into. That's going to allow you to drive forward to that goal and have that emotional reason behind it, okay? So you need to look for those emotional reasons or connections that you can have to your goal. I've talked about this before as well. Like one of my clients couldn't keep up with his kid, and this has actually happened with a couple of my clients. They can't keep up with their kid. Their kid's playing with them, and they're tired. They get winded, and they need to sit down. They need to take a break. They need to relax. And their kids are running around like crazy playing, and they're like going crazy. And they're like, Dad, you got to get up. Come on, let's play. And Dad's like, yo, I need a break. I'm tired. I'm winded. I need some rest. That could be a huge motivator to getting your ass to the gym. That could be a huge motivator in keeping you consistent on your diet and pulling you through over the course of weeks and months to stick to your goal. Something like that, that emotional reason. Okay, being a leader for your kids is a great one. So whatever it is for you, I don't know what it is. I can't tell you the answer. I wish I could. I wish I could just give you the answer. I can't. You need to figure it out for yourself. So you need to sit down, turn off your phone, get rid of all distractions. Okay, close the computer. Pull out a journal, some paper, old school paper, and a pen. And I want you to sit there. And I want you to think about your goal, what it is that you want, what it is that you really want, okay? Whether it's to get six-pack abs, whether it's to pack on muscle, slabs of rock-hard muscle like Thor, you want to get big, whether it's to add 10 pounds of muscle mass, whether it's, to compete in a Spartan race, whether it's just simply to lose your gut maybe, lose your belly, maybe fit into your high school clothes, your college clothes, I don't know. Whatever it is for you, find out that thing that you really want, okay? And then I want you to find out why it is that you really want it, okay? What's the emotional connection to this thing for you that's going to drive you, that's going to pull you through the mud, that's going to get you over obstacles, that's going to make you get your ass up in the morning at 5 a.m. when you're tired and you only slept for 5 or 6 hours? What is going to get you to bust your ass, go through a full day of work, still hit the gym afterwards, and stick to your diet all day? What's going to do it for you? I don't know. You got to find that out for yourself. So do the exercise, pull out the paper, pull out the pen, identify the specific thing that you want, then identify the specific reason why you really want it. That's going to be the key to your long-term motivation, okay? So let's wrap this up a little bit here. We have short-term motivation. That's going to be your habits and rituals on a daily basis, watching motivational YouTube videos. I love motivational YouTube videos. They are like my coffee in the morning. I drink coffee too, but they are like water to me. It's like oxygen. I love these things. I watch them and listen to them all the time. Every morning I'm listening to 10, 15 minutes while I get my coffee, while I take my vitamins, while I drink my water, while I stretch out in the morning. I'm listening to these positive YouTube videos. So maybe it's that for you. Maybe it's reading some motivational messages. Maybe it's listening to a specific song for you, getting you pumped up. Maybe it's your stretching routine, meditating, self-talk, whatever it is, those small things that you can do on a daily basis. Use them to amp yourself up, to ramp yourself up, to get excited, to get your energy levels up. That's going to produce that short-term motivation. But it's short-term. It only lasts a matter of minutes, maybe a matter of hours at most, okay? I mean, a day if you're lucky. That's it. That's your short-term motivation. That's going to get you to get to the gym, to stick with intensity, to work out, to hit each set hard. That's going to get you to do those small things. Just stick to your diet, but just in a very, very short-term nature, okay? Then we have our long-term motivation. That's going to be the thing that pulls you towards your goal over the course of weeks and months, okay? It's going to be the underlying reason why you want something, that emotional connection that you have towards your goal. And you need this. You absolutely need this. This is the first thing I asked every single client I had, and if they didn't have a good enough reason, I would not work with them, okay? Because I made the mistake before of taking on clients that didn't have an emotional connection or reason to what it is that they were trying to do. They'd say, I want to get six-pack abs. I want to look like you. I want to look like the guy on the cover of Men's Health. Some crazy goal, like amazing transformational goal, which is awesome. It's inspirational. It's aspirational. It's great. But then I'd be like, why do you want this? And they'd be like, I just want to be a little healthier. I just want to feel better. I think it would be nice. It'd be cool. It would be great to look like that. That's not strong enough. That's not an emotional connection. Okay, that's bullshit. That's like a superficial, surface level answer. If you don't have a deep connection to this goal that you're after, you're never going to do it. So I stopped working with people like that once I got to a certain level because I knew they weren't going to get the results that I wanted them to get. No matter how hard I pushed them, it wasn't going to happen for them, and they weren't going to be a great transformation for me. I was going to enjoy working with them. So for you, you need to find that long-term motivational reason, that reason why, that emotional connection to your goal. So sit down with a pad of paper, find that out, and then now you can use these things together on a daily basis, visualizing that goal, revisiting that emotional connection, using those YouTube videos, the self-talk, all this stuff. And that's going to be the underlying driver, the engine, the fuel that makes everything work. That when you match your strategy to your consistent effort, it's going to be the driver behind all of that makes it all work. Now you have a recipe for success. All right, that's it for today. I'm Jackson from ActionJacksonFitness.com. Thanks for watching.